Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Modern Warfare 3 Veteran Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the level Iron Lady, and we're still in Act 2. So this start bit is a complete and utter lie. It tells you to get to the Osprey, and then it comes to you, so it's completely contradictory and a bit of a trap, because I do believe if you push forward that thing will probably kill you. So what's going to happen here is we're going to get stuck in this little courtyard, and then we get pushed up into the AC-130 to defend it. And for all intents and purposes, this level is easy and boring, because it's that easy. But if you get unlucky like I have numerous times, you will beat this level, well, you'll go through this level doing it quite simply, and then you'll fuck up on something very small, and the checkpoint will be right when we went into the AC-130. And I'm talking doing this entire section in the AC-130, going back to being on foot, shooting a bunch of dudes for about 10 minutes, then going back in the AC-130 and coming all the way back to this sequence. And it's all because the checkpoints, for whatever reason, can occasionally screw you. So right then I got a checkpoint. You might not, so just be aware, watch out for those checkpoints, because you can get screwed. I don't know why the game does it. I don't know if it's broken scripting. All I know is it got to me, and I ended up playing this level far too much and far longer than I ever wanted to, and it made me hate it by the end. So the basic controls of the AC-130 is it has 3 different gun modes. The 25mm cannon I would only really use against the helicopters, because for everything else I just don't even bother. And the trick to using this successfully is when you switch to a weapon, always fire every single round in it, because that way when you go back to it, it will have already reloaded and you will not mess up your rhythm. And all you have to do here is stay on top of the enemies, hit them, and get as many multi-kills as you can. It's very simple, it's very easy. Do not shoot the buildings, do not shoot your friendlies, or you will fail because of friendly fire. Everything else is very standard and simple. They're the same positions every single time, so if you do end up dying, you will learn the level very well. There's only really one challenging section, and that's towards the end when you have to hit some moving targets. And the only reason that's challenging is because the time it takes, the delay for the missiles to come out of the cannon to hit the ground, if you don't know the timing, it can fuck you a little bit. And if you miss the old AC-130 vision, just press X, I believe, and it will put the thermals on, and it'll be just like Modern Warfare 2 all over again. But I'm not going to talk too much about this part of the game, because it's very easy. I'm going to talk about something unique to myself and probably a hell of a lot of other people. And that is a contradictory indulgence that I have. And I know that's a mouthful, but I'll explain it. And what I mean by that is, I hate the news, but I love reading newspapers. So read into that how much you want, you know, amateur psychologists, but that's just how I roll. And I especially like reading the newspaper on my local bus, which is the local paper that tells stories that all the way from a global side to a more local side, it's got all sorts of madness in it. And I was reading an article today when I was going into my university, and it was this guy. I believe it's in America, because you've got to admit some crazy fucking shit happens in America, and it's one of those things where it's the universal excuse when somebody says, "Who the fuck would do that?" and then they go, "Well, it's in America." It's like, oh, totally makes sense, because there's that many people there who have so many crazy different hobbies, because it's the land of the free and everything. And he's got a pet buffalo, or a pet bison, which they're practically the same fucking thing. But at the end of the day, this thing weighs like the size of a car. It's immense, it's huge, and it's in his front room, and he's just chilling out with it, and it's like a fucking dog. On this section here, by the way, do not stand up or you will get shot dead. There's the checkpoint. Sometimes it won't happen. As I've mentioned, this bit sucks dick. But it's a pet bison that's in his front room that he takes in the garden, that he treats like a dog, and he's even had his car reinforced to transport this bison. And I don't care how gentle this fucking thing is, it weighs a ton. If it was ever to get, you know, remotely excited by the fact that its 63-year-old owner might look like a lady bison from certain angles, he would most surely get crushed. And I mean, just look at a dog. A dog will hump your leg if it's at the right persuasion, because that's just what dogs do. They see something that, you know, that looks kind of humpable, and they decide to put on a little bit of Marvin Gaye and make some love. This is a fucking bison. This is not a dog, and dogs are strong enough. This thing, is huge, and this old like cowboy guy's 63, man. I can't even run now, and I'm in my 20s. I can't imagine what I'll be like in my 60s, but I won't be able to fight off some retard strong, super sexually, you know, fucking horny-fied bison that came at me with a smile on its face and a rock hard piece of lipstick. I mean, what are you supposed to do? And the entire the entire article is just going on about the pros of having a bloody bison in your house and doing little witty bits of wordplay, when in reality, it's probably going to fucking kill him. That's how this is going to end. I already know how this story ends. But I just thought it was bizarre, especially when you bear in mind that on the next page it's got a bunch of people wearing the V for Vendetta masks and on about the Occupy Wall Street stuff, and then how it's, you know, setting off these revolts and activist movements all across the globe. It's just a lovely example of media juxtaposition. But this section here, you want to use the fountain for cover and pick some dudes off. It's super simple. You can use the sniper rifle that they've given you. It is a pretty good one. It's bolt action, so it kills, and you can probably quickscope with it if that's your thing, but I'm not the biggest fan of quickscoping. I think it's dumb. And unfortunately, on this game, it's just like it was in Modern Warfare 2. There's no juggernaut to stop it, there's nothing to counter it, and there's a bunch of douchebags running around doing it. And half of the time, they don't even have to aim. It's like it locks onto you. It's really cheap. But I'm not sitting around praying for a patch from Infinity Ward, because Infinity Ward don't do patches, as we all know. And I'm just going to accept it and get better at killing them. That's going to be my strategy anyhow. And what's going to happen here is a tank's going to turn up and it's going to give you the option to throw a flare. So just lay down, toss it over in that vicinity, and you should hit the tank. It's not too bad at all. And I do believe once this section is down, you're going to go back up into the AC-130, and then the slightly challenging section begins, because this is all standard. But just be warned, if you don't see that checkpoint popping up, or if you just get screwed, you will have to play all of this again if you die. I don't know why it does it. It's just, you know, Activision's way of reminding you that you've got their cock in your ass and Infinity Ward's cock in your mouth, and you're getting worked on both sides like some $2 hooker that doesn't have the sense to say no. But you know, crack and meth is expensive, and she wants to get those teeth as brown as possible, so she's going to keep doing it, and she's got a crack baby to feed, so who knows, maybe she'll get there. But this section here is a bit of a clusterfuck. There is a lot of enemies, and your teammates are going to be trying to get through these streets in a minute. They're going to be moving forward, and it gets to the point where it can be quite challenging to take everything out, so you need to focus on the things that are blocking the way of the convoy. And just use the most important weapons. This one and the biggest gun will do all the work you need, and this is pretty much where it kicks off. So you'll see the red square as it turns up, and they'll try and cut off the rest of the guys you're trying to protect. There's the first one. If you can drop that right there, you will get a double kill, and you will shorten that. And there's two more here, so if you can time this one well. That one only got one. That wasn't quite as good a shot, but you can always switch to the other gun and take out. But just try and stay ahead of him, because you can fail on this section. I have failed it before, and it's just because I got swarmed. Hopefully you'll be able to, you know, tackle this situation, manage your shots a little better, and crowd control and all that good stuff, and you shouldn't have an issue. One slightly tricky bit coming up is when you've got to kill the choppers that are moving horizontally, because you can't aim at them traditionally. You have to aim in front of them. You've got to lead them with your aimer, and it's a little bit gay. And this is the section that I mentioned that kind of blows. So these are the choppers. If you can hit them, they will go down very fast. It's hitting them that can be quite challenging. And here they are. These are the ones. You've just got to try and lead them. Just aim slightly in front of them. As soon as you see your bullets going near, you know you're pretty much on target and you're golden. And as soon as you take out those two choppers, the section is over, and all that's left to be done is assault the bridge, which you're going to see in a separate video because I wanted to split it up. So thanks for watching, guys, and you take care now.